the Budhole Podcast. Welcome to the Budhole. It's your chance. Do your dance at the Budhole. It's the bit.
Check it out.
I mean, if the last thing I ever saw was an alien, I'd die happy.
We just want to say before this thing starts, thank you so much to our loyal listeners, and here you go with another great Budhole podcast. Brought to you by Star Lamar, Brandon, Gage's Rage, and Scott on the Budhole Podcast Network.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of the Budhole. I am the great Brandino.
This is a very special episode. It's one we only do once a week, which adds it just has a little bit of my heart. How many of these have we done? 8 now? My heart's divided into 8 pieces.
We are on
Whoa.
movie.
I think it's more than that.
This is movie 13 that we're reviewing
13.
today.
God, time flies when you're having fun.
And it really flies when you actually watch all the movies. I don't think you'd understand that drama. Maybe you only watched 8.
It flies when you watch the first 10 minutes and last 10 minutes.
A little faster for you.
Tough ride.
Inception would have been an epically tough movie to watch the first 10 and the last 10 minutes of.
It would have felt like you're watching 2 separate things.
You have no idea what's going on.
Not one bit.
Well, a newsflash. I watched all 148 minutes of it. I think that's what it is. 2.5 hours. 148 minutes.
That's like
2 hours and 28 minutes, but who's counting?
That's
Close.
about what it is for a movie. And I'm still confused as fuck. So here we go.
very confusing.
Well, we're about to give the synopses and the symboli of this movie. It was a listener pick. From what I understand from Star Lamar, our listener is a Luke Bryan, Florida Georgia Line, BB Rexa, and any other pop country music fan.
That's right. He's into the bro country.
He is a bro country bro. He drives big trucks and spits dips and
Well, shout out to
Sucks dicks.
Superfan Bro Country.
Yeah. What's up, bro?
Sorry, it rhymed. I had to go with it. But I don't know. Maybe he does. I really don't know him. If he's Star Lamar's friend, he probably does.
Most definitely.
With that being said, Inception is about Dom Cobb is a skilled thief, the absolute best in the dangerous art of extraction, stealing valuable secrets from deep within the subconscious during the dream state, when the mind is at its most vulnerable. Cobb's rare ability has made him a coveted player in this treacherous new world of corporate espionage, but it has also made him an international fugitive and cost him everything he's ever loved. Now Cobb is being offered a chance at redemption. One last job could give him his life back, but only if he can accomplish the impossible. Inception. Instead of the perfect heist, Cobb and his team of specialists have to pull off the reverse. Their task is not to steal an idea, but to plant one. If they succeed, it could be the perfect crime. But no amount of careful planning or expertise can prepare the team for what the dangerous enemy that seems to predict their every move. An enemy that only Cobb could have seen coming. That's a good synopsis. If that doesn't make you want... We should start giving the synopsis the week before. So people listen to the podcast. We're workshopping on air now. So people listen to the next week's movie, and then we give the synopsis, so that
They get
you
a
would have
little
got
warm
this
up.
on Inception. You would have been like, "Fuck, I'm in."
Definitely. That's not a horrible idea.
We'll workshop it. Not this week. Maybe next week. I know Brandon's not going to pick a movie worth a synopsis anyways. So
Yeah, if
we'll
we
figure
listen
it
to
out.
Brandon's synopsis movie pick, it'd be a world record of losses on the next recording.
Buckle up, animal crackers on its way.
But Dom Cobb, what a name, right?
It's one of the better names.
Definitely sounds like a fugitive that I'd like to follow.
You like Cobb?
I mean, have you seen the gif of how Packers fans eat corn on the cob?
It's a gif, by the way.
What do you
I
call
like
it?
to
GIF?
enunciate my G's, damn it. It is a gif, though.
Was this
I
peanut
just-
butter? I know
said-
you're a Jiffy guy. Goes together like peanut butter and blowjobs with a vampire. But nonetheless,
I thought the movie was pretty damn good. The mindfuckery was definitely there. If you saw it, there's layers into the Inception that you're going deeper and deeper into these dream states.
Was there any part of the movie where you felt like it was a little slow, or you felt like, or did it seem like a very linear build? I personally feel like the movie at times feels a little slow, but everything is necessary.
Yeah,
I
There's
feel
not like dead space per se.
when he was teaching,
the new architect.
the new architect how to like develop things and stuff. That's build-up that you need, and it explains some backstory there as well.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't as action-packed as once they go into that final dream, or even the first scene where they go in and things start to explode and fall apart. And
See, I totally disagree. I love that architect storyline where she goes in there and instantly she can fold the whole world on top of itself and change mirrors into walls, into doors, and does all this crazy stuff. But it explains that when you're in someone else's subconscious, the more you change the environment, the more you become that virus that other person's subconscious.
the
wants
other
to
people
attack.
in there are the
Mhm.
people looking to try and end you.
It's
And
the
then
more
boom,
you're
boom,
manipulating things, the more you become public enemy number one.
Yeah.
They try and kill her. She wakes up out of the dream, out of Inception, or not Inception, in the dream world.
Her subconscious state.
And that's when she thinks that she'd been in there for hours. Really, they had just been to sleep
5
for
minutes.
5 minutes.
I like a good movie that has a way of laying a story out and explaining the things that need to be explained, but also has badass action. And I felt like this movie kind of rides the perfect line between both of them. The action never gets. If you were to watch a 2.5 hour long movie that's all action all the time, it'd be really exhausting.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas this movie does a good job of kind of laying the groundwork, telling you what you need to know, because it's a really heavy, deep movie. So there's a lot that you as a viewer have to take in and learn. But then there's also badass action scenes.
And that was pretty cool how, I mean, when you think of going into someone's dreams or their subconscious and planting the idea of a seed that they want to grow on their own, basically they're trying to get the son of a multi-billion-dollar company to split up his company so that a competitor for one of the companies can succeed in his own right.
Yeah.
Is that not super realistic too, though? The chance that if this was ever a possibility, that people would use it for shit like that,
And it'd be,
Absolutely.
yeah, billionaires.
which adds to just the beauty of the movie. Like, you don't think powerful people would pay people to do this for them?
And like, I thought that was one of the most badass scenes when he's like, we need a 10-hour window for him to be asleep. And he takes one weekly flight to LA. So they're like, all right, we have to get all the first class seats. And the billionaire who's hiring Dom Cobb and his team to perform this task is just like, I just bought the airline. It was easier than booking the flight. It's like fucking baller status, you
Badass.
know? It didn't matter.
So this movie was from 2008 or 9?
10.
2010.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like in any way the movie seemed outdated watching it 10 years later? I
No.
feel like it holds up really well.
I was thinking about that today, and I thought for where things were at back then, 10 years not that long, but it's long enough with the strides we've made in technology and everything. I thought even just the folding when she was in there for that first stream and folded the whole city and stuff, I thought that was amazing.
The CGI was epic.
And the never-ending staircase and stuff that he
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
walked on, and how everything tilted in the dream, and Gordon Levitt or whatever.
Yep.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Yeah, he was able to kind of run on the walls, and like he'd have to
He
hold
was
on
used
to
to the world he was
like,
running in the
It
environment.
was so fluent. It looked, the action scene was badass. I mean, they did it really well, and it's held up.
This
That-
too... Sorry, go Gage.
Well, that was kind of trippy to me because that's like getting into the end scene where you have these 3 separate layers of this dream. So there's the real world, or the first dream layer, where they're trying to start the kick, and it's super slow motion of this van on the bridge and ripping through town, and then there's the second layer where Joseph Gordon-Levitt is fighting the billionaire's son's subconscious, because he's been trained by a counterintelligence person that like trained his subconscious to fight these guys professionally.
Yep.
So instead of like Dom Cobb's subconscious just being a mob of people, his subconscious is actually like hired gunmen, military force. So he's got to fight these guys, and then you go into the third layer of his subconscious where it's literally a army base in Siberia or some snowy environment with just loads of tanks and Humvees on snow cars, and I just thought that was super badass. The further you got, the heavier the threat got, the more the environment changed, but also what kind of tripped me out was that in that van flipping zero gravity with Joseph Gordon-Levitt in the second layer, it didn't affect the third layer at all. Like, they would still have some sort of effect, wouldn't they?
I would think that's kind of where it threw me off a little bit. I thought that when they were in that third layer and he was rolling around and everything was, the gravity was changing, how they didn't have those same effects.
And I guess it'd be because they're still in that second level, being asleep in the third level.
So complex and cool.
They're just in zero gravity, so I mean, they wouldn't really affect them. They're not being moved around or shaken like they are in the van in the first level.
Yeah.
And that only happened once the van went off the bridge and was in free fall. Then there was no more gravity, and it changed the whole environment. But the whole idea is pretty fucking trippy.
Do you think as you go deeper into the subconscious, do you think it's the same, where the deeper you go, the stronger, like, your subconscious fights things? Or do you think that the stronger layers are going to be at first, and the deeper you go, the less there's going to be to defend?
I feel like it'd be that way. I feel like the deeper into it you get, the less sort of fight back you'd have.
It's kind of like, I don't think anybody's going to make it here.
Yeah.
I would think it'd be that way for a normal person, but if you were, like, trained... like
trained would probably be
was,
different. I'm just saying in general, like, for normal subconscious.
there'd be an immediate kickback, and then it'd be...
I feel like it's the same sort of a thing for, like, us, right? Your most remembered dreams in general are the ones where you are in them the longest, to sit and actually develop the world around you and take notice of the things around you. A lot of times you'll wake up in the morning and you had a dream and you kind of remember vaguely what it was about. But then there's other times when you have a dream and you're like in that dream for what feels like hours.
Mm-hmm.
And like me, myself, I've only had probably not even a handful of them in my entire life. But I still remember very clearly dreams that I had when I was 4 years old, 5 years old, where you wake up and you're like, holy shit, like this was, it feels like it's realistic when you wake up.
And Elmo's world is taking over your town. Jesus.
My two
fucking
most
nightmare.
remembered dreams was a recurring dream where I was in like a Planet of the Apes world. Not actually Planet of the Apes, but it was a city where apes pretty much ran the city. And I was a kid in it. And it wasn't like scary or anything, but it was super weird. You'd like walk into a saloon, apes were running in it, humans were working in it. I don't understand how the fuck that was. And then the other one was a recurring dream of basically being in what the hell is the leader of the vampires? Dracula's castle, which was fucked.
That would be creepy.
And that one I think I had twice, and the ape one I had 3 times. So I've had 5 dreams that I can remember.
Did they play off each other?
No way at all.
Okay.
But nonetheless, I feel like the deeper into dreams you get, like you remember more, everything's more vivid, everything's a lot more clear thinking, whatever. Whereas I feel like in this, the deeper you get into them, in my mind, the less your mind would fight you, and it would be more just open up and let it run.
The idea was pretty crazy though, that you never remember how a dream starts. You just kind of
You're
there.
just in it. You're just there.
And that was totally realistic for me. It's right. You're right in it. It's not
In the hotel, he's like, do you remember how you got to the hotel?
Mm-hmm.
Try thinking about it. And he's like, no, I just ended up here.
And that's what's badass about the movie, is the way that they depict it. It's not like next thing you know, you're just in this big white room with a door and you're like, well, here we go. Open the door and it's go time. No, you're dropped right in. The action's popping.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is.
Overall, I liked how the movie built up. Once they got super deep and the way the movie ended, or it could be seen as... That's the word I'm looking for. No, not confrontational. Like, it could have a different meaning to different people, right?
Controversial?
Controversial.
Yeah,
Golly.
controversy. People love the controversy.
So, his wife was inevitably be tricked. Her token was messed with by Dom. And that ended up being his token.
So we should back it up
The tokens.
just a little bit. So there are totems.
Totems. There we go.
Totems are ways that you're able to depict whether you're in a dream or in real life. It's like the spinning knob, as he spun it, if it would fall, he was in real life. If it continued to spin, he was still in the dream.
It'd spin forever.
So when they went into the multiple layers, that wasn't the first time that Dom Cobb has gone into that. He did it with his wife, and they were trying to learn and push it and go farther and farther, and they ended up in limbo, which was they were just in there for like 50 years, living their life in a dream, becoming old souls essentially. And then I don't remember, did they ever say how they popped back?
That's when they put their head on the train tracks.
Okay, so they died and they came back. So they woke up, and in real life, maybe a day, maybe 10 to 12 hours. Like, it wasn't very long, but their mind had gone through 50 years of living this life and building this life together. Dom realized he was out. The wife didn't. So she was constantly going crazy, attempts to try and kill herself, attempts to try and kill their kids because...
they're simulations. They're
exactly.
not real.
She's like, they're just not real. So eventually, what happened was on their anniversary, they rented out this hotel every week or every year. They went there. Dom Cobb walks in, and it's ransacked. Glasses on the floor, shattered glass everywhere, furniture turned upside down, pictures off the wall. He walks to the window, and he sees his wife standing on the ledge of a building across the street.
Mm-hmm.
She says she's going to jump. She's been deemed sane by 3 psychiatrists. She wrote to her lawyer that he was trying to kill her, and it was her way of trying to get him to jump with her and get back to reality. He didn't want her to do that. She jumps off the building. She dies. He's blamed for it, and he's got to run quick. So he's always got this recurring memory that comes back at the end of he's got to make a decision right now to run or to stay. And you can see his kids turning away and running, but he doesn't get to see their face. They don't turn around.
Mm-hmm.
So that keeps coming back, and he relives his memories, and he even tells the architect, he's like, don't ever bring in real memories into a simulation because you'll lose the difference between reality and dreaming. And he was guilty of that. He had like 9 layers on this elevator that he'd go down to and would constantly do that.
And that's how after his mind was lost in that limbo, that's how he kept his memories intact.
Yep.
How he tried to piece them together, how they actually happened.
So I do want to poke holes in how she died.
Okay.
So we were talking about it a little bit off air, but they walk in there, and he's blamed for the murder. And the place is destroyed. It looks like he did it, right? But she jumped off the building across the street. A hotel room that was rented separately where all the destruction didn't happen. If she jumps, and the way she jumped, she took 1 step and went straight down. That means she died from jumping off that building.
So you're looking at it like it was a street when I think it was just an alley.
But either way, you can tell. I mean, I just watch TV, right? I watch crime shows sometimes. I'm an avid crime solver.
Okay,
I feel like any sensible crime investigator would be able to depict that she fell from that building and not from this destroyed room.
I don't think it'd be as obvious as you think.
She jumped and she went straight down. That means her feet are going to hit first and she's going to land right where she hit. If he were to push her out the building, she's going to land on her back. She's going to fall completely different. The impact's going to be different. The blood splatter is going to be different.
Yeah,
it's all going to vary.
Court of public opinion, wouldn't it be an original? Initially, you'd think he did it.
Yeah, but if you went through
the husband first, you'd look at all the evidence that he had glass in his shoes after stepping on the broken glass. The room was ransacked. She had talked to 3 different psychiatrists and said that she was sane, and also told her lawyer that he was abusing her and wanted to kill her. All the evidence would point at him. They wouldn't even look at.
But how it
else.
happened? If you had a good lawyer, I mean, OJ's lawyer got him off, right? You had a good lawyer.
You must have quit.
Are you fucking kidding me? He did not get him off. He just proved that the facts didn't back up the fact that OJ did it.
OJ's lawyer got him off. I'm just saying.
What didn't
the amount of money
and
everything?
We'll talk about that.
Allegedly. No, it was a short alley. I think she set it up perfectly, and this was back in 2010. Man, they could have paid some cash for the room. It didn't even have to be her.
Well, I get that.
Maybe it's the same hotel with different wings.
It could have been, but they have
Even
cameras
though
in
Brandon's
2010.
point is pretty valid. As far as where his point is most valid, in my opinion, is she steps 1 step off and straight down. you'd be able to tell from the breaks and the bones that it was a direct fall down, not a push and because you'd have momentum going at the opposite angle of how your legs hit. So you'd be able to tell from the breaks in the legs that whether it was an actual shove out of a building with force or momentum versus one step and fall.
And there's cameras in the buildings, even back in 2010.
But even then, though, like my point of initially, he'd be tagged, and plus there's a lot of evidence.
He'd be prime suspect number one.
Yeah,
no doubt about that. I think he gets acquitted
To try and prove that she just killed herself.
Yeah.
Mother of 2 kids.
Three
all-
psychiatrists tell her she's not suicidal.
And a letter to a lawyer saying that you were threatening my life. I don't think you get acquitted on that.
I'm just saying, it didn't all add up. You ever watch The Sinner?
You know as well as anything, though, from TV shows that not everything has to add up.
Yeah, have you seen Making a Murderer?
No, I haven't actually.
Sounds like Mrs. Cobb just did.
No, I agree with I get what you're saying, but like initially, if you're him, you'd freak the fuck out.
Well, I'd run too.
Yeah.
And the cops were still after him
And then, of
years
course,
long later.
freaking out and running just makes you look that much more guilty.
It does.
But his lawyer was there telling him what he needed to do.
I get it. It didn't all add up. It'd have made more sense if she would have like jumped out of the window in the room than across the street. But hey,
He would have stopped her.
that's just my 5 cents.
Hollywood.
So, do we want to get into? Do we want to read Star Lamar's movie review, but minus the score? We won't do the score yet.
Read it off quick.
So, what Star Lamar says: loved the originality and the way it made you think about dreams. Thought the action scenes were done well, specifically the hotel fight scenes when the van was flipping and falling. Most of us would say that those were fucking awesome.
Definitely.
Ass.
Found a couple storylines that didn't mesh with each other, not as confusing as most people like to believe. That's what he says. Easy to say when you can send a little paragraph in and not have to back up what you're saying.
And
but-
he 100% gets her jumping out of that window. That's what I read out of that. 100%.
Well, he does say a couple storylines, so there is a chance that one of them would have been that.
Guarantee.
Outside of that, what he said though, like it's pretty. Feels kind of like you just watched the first 10 minutes and last 10 minutes.
He just Googled synopses.
Yeah.
What was his... Well, we'll get into a score later when we all do scores.
I don't have too much more to say about the movie other than I feel like it probably is Christopher Nolan's best work. And the reason I would say it is because he wrote the story and directed the movie.
What about some of the Symboli? Did you guys pull anything out of that movie?
So when you're talking about the totems, I think that's kind of like a question everything except what you know to be true. And you can't really trust anything anyone else does except what you know to be true. Because like that's the first thing. You can't let anyone else mess with your totem, because then they could have
Rigged it.
done something to it that makes it unbelievable now. So that's kind of the Symboli.
At the end of the day, you need something that brings you back to reality.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter what somebody else has, but it's your call to bring you back. I thought there are things called, I believe it's lucid dreams.
Yeah.
It's where you can control your dreams once you get in there, which is kind of a similar concept. This is somebody else controlling your dreams, but there's also, I don't know, it's kind of like how easily somebody can plant something into your mind and manipulate it. It's like if you think about, and this isn't through dreams, but this is through every day, the way advertisements get pounded into you. They just plant this idea in your subconscious, and they're kind of playing with it and trying to get the information out of you. Whereas like ads, they're constantly putting Coca-Cola in the scenes of movies, and the ads are popping up everywhere, and you see it on, obviously they sell it at McDonald's, but you see the little symbol there, and you see it on a billboard, and they have the commercials. I mean, it's easy. It's easy when somebody puts something into your mind subconsciously, because you don't even realize it's happening, but you recognize it. And it's always happening. I just think it's easy to plant things into people's minds without them even really knowing that it's happening.
Give the buds blowjobs.
I feel like the trains have some sort of Symboli in the movie too. I think the trains, because the two old people lay down on the train tracks, then it was their desire to return to reality, right? But then there's also the train when they drop into Fisher's dream. As the second they drop in, there's a train fucking roaring down the tracks, which tells me, in a sense, he knows that they're there, and he's, in a sense, militarized his mind. So I think the trains do have something to it as well. There's also the train in the elevator shaft.
As they're going down, the train's going by.
Yeah.
What?
When she goes into his mind, and they go all the way up to the beach, and then
there's a train right away.
Then they go back down, yeah.
And I think the trains would just go to shows kind of like the... I don't know if it's not in the sense of like a military aspect of the mind, but just kind of the mind's ability to self-generate, I would say, power. Because you're talking about laying down on a train track, you know the train's going to hit you, you're going to return to reality. You talk about them dropping into his dream and the train going by on the tracks, which is, to me, to him kind of being like, all right, somebody's here. There's something with the trains and the way that they depict them in the movie that is more powerful than just fucking trains on tracks.
There's some symboli with that.
Yeah.
But as far as what it is, I don't really know, I guess. But
Train
I picked up on the trains. In the instances that they're there and they use them, there's something to it. That's definitely some symboli.
I feel like they could have utilized the ability to go into dreams a little bit better. Like, if you can go into your own dream and be able to control what's going on, you can have the ability to remember and learn and, you know, get skills and things like that. Similar to like Palm Springs, where they would do the same shit over and over again. They become masters at billiards or darts or whatever, dancing. You know, they could do all these things. I feel like you could use that to, I don't know, learn something and be able to bring that into real life. You know what I mean? It's more like a legal way to get the money and the power that they were looking for.
It's also kind of that idea of like an internet world or, you know, a perfect world. Why would you ever leave? You know, if you could just jump 4 layers deep into your dream, spend an hour taking a nap, and live 2 decades or a decade in this 4th layer life where you control every aspect of it, why would you ever live in the real world?
Because there's a little bit of a sense of mystery to no control. And humans do have a sense of mystery that's really intriguing to them.
Hell yeah.
What's going to happen next when I throw these dice?
Well, you know what I mean?
Sixes?
Are you going to lose 100 to
Well,
gauges right?
for instance, what
That
the
wasn't
hell
me.
kind of a rush is it when you have $400 sitting out on the table in blackjack and you don't know if the fucking next card's going to be a winner or a loser for you? You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah,
if you just know, it's not as fun.
No.
totally agree.
The sense
So-
of mystery and question and suspense.
The ending is the controversy. The totem is spinning on the table. Cobb goes to greet his kids after he finally sees their face.
Yep.
After they finally land in LA after the 10-hour plane ride, everything seems to have been successful. He made it through security, and the totem is spinning, spinning, spinning. And I think it's really a viewer's discretion or viewer's choice. Yeah. Does the totem slow down? It wobbles. Is it going to fall? Is it going to spin forever? It just ends spinning.
Didn't it wobble early on when he
It-
spun it? Like earlier in the movie.
When it spun forever in the dream? Or
Oh,
when it fell?
maybe I'm thinking of a scene where it actually fell.
Yeah, because that was his test, like early on.
Yeah.
And what I remember is when it's spinning in the dream world, it's like straight up and down, perfect spin, like not going anywhere. Like in the safe, it's
Yep.
a
Doesn't move.
Red Rocket. But
Red
I
Rocket.
watched that ending like 4 or 5 times. It kind of sounds like it's slowing down and it's teetering a little bit, like it's gonna fall.
So do you think that was reality?
The mindfucky part is I think the whole thing could have been a dream. That he was still in the subconscious of the billionaire guy who hired him.
What if you go this way with it, though? What if at the end of the film he didn't really care if it's reality or not reality? What if Cobb didn't even care anymore? Because the world he was in was reality to him.
But it wouldn't make sense for the whole movie. For 2 hours and 20 minutes, you believe that Cobb is this guy that wants to live in the real world, is fighting to see his kids again.
Yeah, but what if
the whole time he's fighting and saying he doesn't... So you're saying, what if the architect convinced him to let go of his wife and just accept what it is as reality?
I'm saying, what if by the end he realizes that you accept your own reality as it is, and whatever you're in becomes reality to you. Like, it doesn't matter if it's real or not. If it's real to you, it's real. That's the mind fuck of Inception. Right there, that.
Yeah.
You create your own reality. Whether it's real or not. I'm dead serious. That's supposed to be the whole catch on the movie. And I didn't want to talk about it, obviously, until we were on the cast. But it doesn't, whether or not the thing stops by the end doesn't even really matter.
It's what he wants to believe. Which I think, that's true in the real world. It's kind of a red pill, blue pill situation, but it's what you want to take out of it and what you want to believe.
And it's fucked up. And as much as I like the ending kind of pisses me off, even to this day.
You're kind of blowing my mind over here, not gonna lie.
That's fair. But
you got chills? Got chills?
Not chills. But
if it's blowing your mind, rewatch the movie again, thinking that the whole time.
Yeah.
It's gonna fuck with you.
Because that's what I was kind of. Yeah, I was already thinking like the whole thing was a dream to begin with.
But it doesn't matter whether it's a dream or not. By the end, for him.
If he gets to go back and be with his family, he doesn't care if he's awake or sleeping. Inception 2 is going to start with him waking up.
Fucking A.
You don't make a number 2 on a movie like that.
No,
you just let that masterpiece fucking reign supreme.
And just fuck minds for decades.
I think he was still sleeping. I think it was a dream.
I kind of think that too. I think the whole thing was a dream.
It's a mind fuck, is what it is. I would lean dream, but I don't know that it even really matters.
I just questioned the tainted totem. Because he fucked with
the totem
the totem. And
you prefer the taint of the totem?
Maybe, like you said, when you just believe you're in the real world,
But does it even really matter?
He got what he wanted.
This is fucked.
Well, why don't we get into rankings?
Let's do a commercial break really quick. We'll go to a commercial break. We'll let Gage think this over a little bit because his mind just got bent. And it might change his score on the movie. So we'll give him a second to think about it, and we will be right back at you.
God damn.
And we're back. Gage, do you have enough time to think about it?
I had a few more seconds. Definitely not enough time. If I could just go to like a quick 10-minute nap, go into the dream world, and have like 2 hours to think
see what
about
your
it.
reality feels like.
Honestly, I like the movie a lot. I'm definitely gonna see it again.
You have to. It's a movie that it's not a one watcher. You have to watch it a couple times to really. Every time you pick up on something different.
Yes. So you guys brought attention to some symbols that I think would be worth watching again, and I really enjoyed the movie. The action was well done.
This was mine, I think, 5th time now watching it, and I enjoy it just as much every time. I think I actually enjoyed it more this time because it's been like 6-7 years. Yeah,
nice. I'm gonna go with a pretty high score. I'm gonna go with an 8.7.
Just so everybody's clear here, Gage is at an 8.7. Star Lamar came with a 7.8.
Whoa.
Let me double check that really quick.
It was 7.8.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Star gave it a 7.8. I feel like this movie has a real chance of being the top rated Budhole movie. Because I know my score is a high score. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm going to give it an 8.2. I like the movie.
8.2?
I think it's a must-watch. Honestly, at this rate, I think it is a watch multiple times. I really enjoyed it. So 8.2. It's a solid score.
On the Budhole movie rankings as a whole, what is it, an 8 and above?
An 8 and above is 8 to 9 is a must-watch. 9 to 10 is a fucking masterpiece.
And I'm in that 9 to 10 range. I like the
was
movie a
teetering.
lot.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like the holes that are in the movie aren't enough to overtake the fact that it's a fucking masterpiece. It makes it so
Absolutely.
it's not a 10. It's not a 10.
No.
But I do think the movie is, when you talk about a 9 and over, it's a movie you should watch more than once, and you'll get enjoyment out of watching it more than once. And I can say from watching it 5 times, there's definitely something new you pick up on every single time, which doesn't happen very often. So for me, I'm going to make the movie, I'm going to grade it a 9.5.
That is the highest Budhole score so far.
It's right up my alley. It's my type of movie. It's the perfect amount of action, groundwork laid for just the world as a whole, mind fuckery, skullduggery. It's a
Tomfoolery.
9.5. All of it.
I like that a lot.
It's a really good movie.
That brings our overall score without Scott from a 6.175, which is divided by 4, so take that into consideration, up to an 8.55.
Damn, 8.6.
Now,
Which
I do
is
want to
the
add
highest.
in that IMDb gives it an 8.8 for viewers. So the butthole's right there.
Jesus.
Yeah. We are as accurate as it comes.
Freak yeah.
I'd even say more accurate, personally.
I agree. For just random ass dudes.
We're not random.
We're buds.
We're buds.
I would question Star a little bit why it's only a 7.8, but
Yeah, that's so low.
I feel like even like Brandon, like what do you have an 8.2? I feel like
3.
that's a good,
Oh, yeah, 2.
a good
Like 2.
honest score. Like 8.2 is a damn good movie.
I thought my 8.7 was low. I was kind
Yeah.
of teetering between 9 and 8.5, so I went average at 8.7.
To me, if there's a type of movie to stick your neck out on a limb and be like, this you should definitely go watch, it's this type of movie.
Yeah, this is a recommendation that you can be proud telling somebody to watch it.
Yeah.
So that is the official highest score for the Budhole?
The official highest. The next closest, we only have 2 in the 8 range, Back to the Future and Indiana Jones.
That's impressive. It came from a listener.
That was a great pick. Super fan,
Bro, dude.
bro country.
I did actually email him back too, and it was a very professional email that I emailed him back. But
Only professional emails from the Budhole.
He's only a fan.
onlyfans.com.
He's our only fan?
He's the only one.
Superfan Chris. That's from Superfan Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
We
Which
appreciate it.
leads us into our next movie.
Which is Brandon's pick this week, because we skipped over him last week because we did Superfan Chris's movie.
All right.
So we skipped over Brandon, which I
Gave
don't
us
think,
the Inception pick. I
which
don't
was
think
amazing.
I don't think Brandon was coming in with that kind of fire.
No, I wasn't, and I'm grateful for
For
what he
some
gave
reason,
us.
I think Brandon's is going to be like garbage on fire.
So here is Brandon's pick for the week.
You ready for it?
I better write this down. 'cause
I'm
I
going to
won't
read
remember.
the synopses.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
online.
You're gonna rip it.
A group of 4 animals.
Oh, time out. We should do this, and then we have to try and guess what the movie is.
Okay. Let's do it.
Well, if it's one we've never seen, I might have no clue.
A
Oh,
group of
it's
4
fun.
animals find mystical crackers that they eat
It's
in order to gain mystical powers and fight evil.
you said this earlier. Is it Animal Crackers?
Hey, good guess, dude.
What is this available on?
It's on Netflix.
Anywhere you can find movies. No, we're not watching that. Come on, I have a
Jesus,
little
thank
self-respect.
goodness.
I was gonna say
What the hell kind of movie? What the hell is even that?
I don't know. I made everything up. It is a real movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyways, if you want to guess, when a pill that gives its users unpredictable superpowers for 5 minutes hits the streets of New Orleans, a teenage dealer and local cop must team up with an ex-soldier to take down the group responsible for its creation.
This one's a Netflix movie, isn't it? It's the guy from
2020
The Office
release.
and a black kid,
I'm not sure.
Kareem and something.
From The Office?
Yeah, Andy. You haven't seen The Office, so this doesn't help you.
Yeah, Andy Bernard.
Yeah.
The TV show?
Yeah.
Have you seen The Office?
What's his name in real life? Ed
Holmes.
Ed Helms.
Helms.
Yeah.
Am I right?
I don't know if he's in it.
Yeah, Ed's in it.
Wait, what's the movie?
He's not one of the top actors
He'd
on this
definitely be
list.
the top build.
It stars Jamie Foxx, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and it is called Project Power.
Okay, that's not
On
the movie that I
Netflix.
was thinking it was.
No,
gonna
I was
be.
thinking of Korean and whatever. That cop one.
Oh,
right?
that I was actually going to pick that one.
Really?
Scott sent me a list of the worst movies on Netflix, and that was on there. And I really thought about doing it, but
It's Project what?
Project Power.
And Project Power is a Netflix film.
It is on Netflix. It's an original, 2020. It's ranked as one of the top ones in the country right now.
Joseph Gordon.
Yeah, well, so was One of the Last Days of American Crime was a top watched movie as well, and we know where that got us. So
I'm not
we'll
saying
see.
this is going to be good.
just because the
How
people
long is
watch
the movie?
6 hours. It's a documentary.
Great, just like Roots.
1 hour and 53 minutes.
Perfect. 1 hour 53
Three
minutes of
two?
just pure golden ride, golden showers.
it for Star's golden birthday.
Oh shit.
Oh fuck! This
I
movie's
have-
not even out yet. It's coming out later this year.
Oh,
Fuck
all right.
me.
Animal Crackers it is. Audible.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right. I do have a Butthole 5 for you
Ooh.
guys. All right.
Well, really quick though, before you do the Butthole 5, I have a Butthole beef
Oh god. Here we go.
with the guy that's not here for the most part, Star Lamar.
Oh, his beer
Oh,
review?
shit.
yeah.
Oh god.
What do you
This
mean?
fucking guy has the goal to not only post a video onto the Budhole Facebook account, which you can go watch the video. It's a Budhole beer review. I don't even remember the beer because he mispronounced it.
Duke Nukem.
The can, I will say, is badass. It's a cool can. However, this motherfucker posts a video on the Budhole Facebook account at like 2:30 in the morning.
Is that when it was?
He clearly cannot fucking... He doesn't know social media, but when he's at a 0.4, social media comes real clear to him. Now, I'll digress. Not only does he decide to sit and review the can for 25 seconds, there's this fucking pecker-ecker in the background just bitching me out because I do my beer reviews a special
Fucking
way.
rate up.
Oh.
The way that I do beer reviews, if you don't like it, that's fine. I don't give a fuck. But the fact that you're going to just sit and mock me on my fucking business's Facebook account is calls for a Butthole beef.
Don't be a Scott. Come on, don't be a fucking Scott. Give it a review. Don't be a Scott.
And you hear him in the back, dude, he's fucking mocking Scott. Oh, yeah, well, be a Scott. Just hammered drunk, speaking cursive. Makes no sense.
I thought you were going to be bummed that he didn't give the beer score a higher review because the can was so cool.
6.9 is a decent score.
Oh.
I'm pretty critical on my beer reviews. I don't think I've had any that are over an 8. They're all about that 6 to 7.5
But
range.
you would say that can was worth the 6.9?
The can alone is a 6.9.
Yeah.
Okay.
The can is a badass.
checking.
We know
can.
the beer sucked. The can was cool though.
The can is the best can to be reviewed yet for beer reviews. Just the can.
So it's the best beer so far.
No, because beers are not labeled by the cans.
No, they are. You
I
judge a
would've
picture
guessed-
by its book.
Yeah, by watching the Budhole beer reviews, it was definitely based off the can.
It's kind of like a don't judge the book by its cover. The beer can definitely gets you to grab the beer off the shelf. It's something that matters. When I walk through a liquor store and I'm looking for a 6-pack of a new craft beer that I've never had before, if I see a cool can, I will pick up that. When I say can, I mean box. Because most of them come in 6-packs, whatever, 12-packs. But if you see a cool box or a cool can, cool art, you pick it up first, take a look at it. And then if it's a beer you like, you know, if it's an IPA, a hazy IPA, whatever, I like a lot of different beers, so it doesn't really matter. But if it's a beer that you like, you're like, all right, screw it, I'll give it a shot. And the can is also an indicator for when people that watch the beer review see the can, they can connect, hey, this was reviewed on the Budhole beer review.
That's why you talk about it for a majority of
55
the beer
seconds.
review.
Of
So
a
that it
60-second
associates
beer review.
That beer with the beer review
Yes.
by the Budhole.
55 are about the can. 3 are I'm Scott. and 2
Two is-
seconds are
that's a
shit. 6.
That's a 6. Real good beer. But nonetheless, this motherfucker's trying to push the Budhole's brand, and all he does for it is gets mocked by Starlamar. This will not end. This will be here next week. He won't be here next week. will he?
He'll be here
I
next
thought
week.
Star was giving an homage to you in
No.
your Butthole beer review.
It felt more like an act of respect.
Yeah, because
in
you
my
were
eyes.
there
You
celebrating
two,
his golden
you were in the
birthday.
background. I think I heard you, but you were probably sleeping.
You still have 15 seconds.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you were sleeping. So
No, he walked up at the beginning of the clip.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
You can see him. He's
Zombie
like,
walk.
What's up?
I thought you were bummed that the score wasn't higher because the can was so
No.
cool.
No.
It was a fun
So-
weekend, though.
It was a super fun weekend. We
was a
got
good
so
time.
shit faced.
Oh, man, they were flowing.
Dice were rolling.
Felt like shit Saturday morning. But you want to know what Star told me? And it's his birthday, so I'm going to pay. Well, it was his birthday like 4 days ago now when you listen to this. Or like 6 weeks or months. I don't care.
Years.
It was his
Hopefully.
birthday this past weekend. He said, hair of the dog. Just get back, start drinking.
That's true. That's
It
what you
gets
gotta
rid
do.
of the hangover.
That is what you got to do. You got to just ride the wave.
Screwdrivers right away in the morning. Just get you right back on that train.
Some White Claws.
Thank God we had a driver.
A little bit of water.
Yep. We went to the bar on Saturday, played a couple rounds of pool, broke the table.
Broke the jukebox after spitting out fire.
Oh man, small town bar, like just straight. There's like 3 people in there, and you
Wet
could tell
ass gushy.
wet and gushy.
Oh, wet and gushy. They couldn't even say ass.
So we started out, and Star plays like
Some R&B. shit.
some R. Kelly song. I don't know, and you could tell that there's one other guy sitting in the bar, and he's been hanging out in the fields for 60 years. And he just turns back and looks like, what the fuck is playing on this? So
That bartender regrets putting $5 in that machine.
for us to pick the music. Next thing you know, we're playing Every Time We Touch by Cascada. There's WAP by
Cardi B.
Did you play Just Had Sex by Lonely Island?
No, but
No,
we
that
didn't
would've
think
been
of
a good
that.
one.
For a group full of guys, that'd be a really good one to play.
We did
Oh,
throw
yeah.
Nelly on the mix.
Yep,
With
Hot and Her.
Hot and
It kind
Her.
of sounds to me like I'm glad I wasn't there.
No,
'Cause that
no.
wish
music
you
would
would've
be
been there.
really, really.
You wish you were there.
That would really piss me off. That type
Me
of
and
music.
Brandon won $10 in pool.
Yeah,
We didn't
did.
give a fuck if it was Star's birthday. We were still whooping that ass.
Oh, you can't just fucking blindly let him win because
And it wasn't his birthday yet.
Make the bitch earn it.
Exactly.
Paige got him cupcakes for his birthday. We brought him up.
Themed, his favorite.
Oh,
Disney princesses.
was Jasmine on there?
No.
The
But
Jasmine one had a weird little needle hole in it.
they were rings.
And they were filled too.
Oh,
It was
They
Star
were rings. I
definitely-
know what you were apparently doing.
Star definitely
but-
got to that one first. Then, if there was a needle hole in the Jasmine
and
cupcake.
filled. It was filled. Have you
Yeah,
ever
it was
filled
good.
cupcake before?
We rolled a lot of dice. Gage
The night
naturally took home the gold. Saturday night,
You
he
don't want to roll dice with me. I'll just say that.
he was playing $20 hands with another guy, and next thing you know, I have this video, and he's sitting there with the $100 bill, and he's like, "I think I should do it. I should just do it." He rolls the $100 against Gage. Gage fucking beats it. It's high die too. This isn't like 6-5-4. This is just one dice. High die,
High
back
die?
and forth.
Everyone knows the rules.
Dude,
boy.
high
How
die
much
is
money did you win on die?
enough.
Yeah, enough. I was in the hole a good $60 the first night, but I came out the second night.
Yeah, I don't remember much about the first
Just
night.
straight
but,
high die. Nothing else, just high die.
dude,
and
it's so much fun.
such
It's
a
so
momentum
exhilarating.
game, too. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like you'll roll 6 or 7 high die in a row, and then you'll roll 6 or 7 low die in a row. It
I
just
did
depends
learn
on when you
some
hit them.
Dice etiquette. You don't switch cups. You don't switch dice. There's rules. So.
Yeah, I mean, when we're rolling, we pick back the same
Wait
die.
a minute. When you're talking playing dice against people just at the cabin, playing against each
Mhm.
other.
Yeah,
Okay. It'd be cool to play against randos at the bar.
we've done it before.
I'd get my ass kicked. I feel like
Well, with that
Are
attitude,
you not a good die roller?
I'm too good. I didn't want to win. I was trying to lose more money. I did lose them.
Why are you trying to lose money?
It's not right when you take out every dollar from a man's wallet.
Oh, you were at the point where you were winning so much
It
you
was
felt bad.
bad.
he took one guy to the
he
cleaner.
wouldn't stop. I was like, dude, I wouldn't
He wanted to
blame
keep going, and hey, much respect, dude. Just riding that train, bro.
Was this Saturday night where at least you're going to leave the next day and
Yeah.
forget about it?
Never see him again.
Yeah.
Hopefully. No.
Well, whatever, dude. People
Yeah.
make their own decisions, and
Played
Don't gamble with money you can't afford to lose.
there you go.
exactly. Played some Beersby.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, we didn't win, but
Had a good time.
that's because Star was on the other team, and we felt bad for his birthday.
Yeah. After kicking his ass and pull away to let him win something.
And then a game of Coobs.
Coobs. That was a weird ass game.
It was confusing.
Vikings offensive coordinator, Coobs?
No.
Same pronunciation, but
Yeah,
much different in style.
I don't know. You'd have to look it up, people. It's too hard to explain.
Don't even look it up. I'll tell you right now. Budhole review. Save your time. Play bags instead.
That review is worse than waterboarding. That's our scale.
Definitely would much rather play a game of bags. Everyone knows the rules.
Exactly.
It was fun to put
Oh,
with a group of guys and get
Slung a
everyone
bunch
playing.
of golf balls too.
The golf balls were flying. I actually had one decent shot, which was one more than the last time.
Which is, hey, it's improvement. So yeah, that was the weekend in a nutshell. Good
Yep.
time. Highly recommend.
Perfect weather.
Give it a 9 out of 10.
Easily. 9.6.
It's a must redo. So with that, we'll probably end this one.
What about the top Budhole 5?
Oh, well.
Come on, we can't end
Butthole
without
5,
the
bro.
Budhole
Gage is
5.
trying to do
I'm on that winning streak.
Gage is trying to double dip.
All right. Butthole 5. Everybody knows the rules, but I'll explain them anyways. You have 30 seconds
35.
to name top 5 in whatever category I give you. Order doesn't matter. Get a point for each correct answer. If there's a tie, we're going to go through 6 through 10. If there's a tie through that, we're going to go back and forth on round 11. I don't know if I have an 11 here. So one of you win.
I'll hammer
That's
it.
just how it's going to go. Time starts after I read the first question. Give me, well, since we are talking about Inception, I want the top 5 grossing overall movies that Leonardo DiCaprio has been a star in. Top 5 grossing movies Leonardo DiCaprio has been a star in. And check out Thrive Fantasy. It is a sweet daily fantasy app where you can place prop bets. If you use Bud, you get $20 for your $20 entry. 2, 1, stop.
I only came up with 4.
I'm frustrated. I only had 3.
All
Well,
right,
this
we'll
is
let Gage
this is
go.
good. Then we're probably not going to have a tiebreaker.
I do want to say if there's a way that you have to do it, just go every other from 6
Yeah.
on down.
I got this.
But yeah,
You only named 3. We'll start with Gage's Rage because he is the defending champ and all.
Okay. I only have 3, but I think my 3 might be on there. I have the Titanic, obviously. I believe it was called The Revenant. I really hope that's the right
that's what I
title.
wrote down, so I would hope so.
And The Great Gatsby. And I really couldn't think of the 4th one with Margot Robbie and the fucking ad read.
So I
It's
have
really bugging me.
The Titanic, Revenant, Wolf of Wall Street, and Inception.
Fuck!
All right, 2 things.
Wolf of Wall Street. Jesus.
2 things. You couldn't think of the movie. You had 3 answers. You didn't even want to throw out the movie we just watched.
I didn't think it was on there for the top 5.
You had 3 answers.
Dude, Inception blew the fucking box offices off the roof.
Titanic is for sure on there.
Okay, that's,
Titanic is 1.
yeah.
Revenant should be on there.
It's 3.
Oh, is it 3?
The Great
Inception
Gatsby
is
was
2.
Please tell me Great Gatsby is there.
Did not make the top 5.
Wolf of Wall Street is 4.
Was 5.
5?
What was
And
4?
what was 4?
Django Unchained.
Django!
Speaking of that, have you guys seen that movie?
No.
That's my
Yes.
next movie. Oh, you have?
No,
Part.
yes,
I've
it's been a
seen
while.
part
It's
of
been a while. I've
Okay,
seen it.
so maybe it won't be then.
Um,
Because I bet Star has seen it.
For sure. Jamie
the
Foxx?
what? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, recent
Newer, yeah.
was 6. Great Gatsby was 7. And then
So
8,
Scott won for everyone.
Catch
who's
Me If
keeping
You
score at
Can.
home.
Shutter Island, and The Departed was 10.
Departed, that one's so fucking good.
Scott regains the championship
I feel like if I
Congrats.
actually went back and re-listened to all these we've ever done, I feel like I'm like, it's got to be between Star and I for who's winning.
Prove it.
I've been on a tear lately.
1 out of 1. Good job.
The last 6 games, I'm pretty sure I've won 4 of them.
Scott has been winning a lot lately. Gage won like 3 so far.
We've been at a pretty big hiatus because you were doing all your shit. With
When
your
was the
life
last
stuff,
time-
so-
It was 2 weeks. We've
When
been
do
doing
you
this
guys-
for
if
6
you guys
years.
had a-
6 episodes, dog.
If you guys had to
That's true.
ballpark it, when do you think we started doing the Budhole 5?
At least half a year ago.
The football season, was the football season even going still? I feel like it had been over.
It was probably sometime around April, May. I could go back and probably find it.
And the Budhole 5 is almost always at the end of the episode, so you just have to go listen towards the end of
Yeah.
each episode.
You're a pro at that. You should be right up your alley.
He's the
here.
first 10, last 10 type of guy.
All right, fuck it. I'll start it. I'll do it.
You'll keep an actual honest to goodness.
I will
running
go
tally?
and keep a good, honest
Here's
score.
the deal. What sucks is if we put Scott on it, someone has to go back and double check his work. Because he's just going to lie and say he's up by 4.
No, I will not. I'll do it legit.
Star, your thoughts?
Well, you know, if Scott's on it, we're going to have to double check it. I don't trust that motherfucker for a second.
I was born in the darkness, molded by it.
Exactly.
My
Star.
name is Star Lamar, and I like jasmine cupcakes. This segment was brought to you by Disney.
All right, and with that,
Speaking of Disney, next episode, we're diving into some fucking child sex trafficking, Fall of Cabal, so come check it out right after, well, you're going to have to wait a day. But
Gage, rap, show.
I want to jump in first. Star Lamar says, go jerk off. Thanks, Star.
Bye.
Make sure to check us out on Facebook, Budhole. Check us out on Twitter as well, @officialbudhole, Instagram, @officialbudhole, TikTok, @officialbudhole. And if you have questions or comments, email us at officialbudhole@gmail.com. Also, make sure to check out our Teespring website where we have sweatshirts and t-shirts, and our website itself where we post blogs and whatnot. Both of the links will be posted in our description for the episode. Please leave a rating on whichever platform you're listening on, as well as make sure to hit that subscribe button so we can continue to bring you the great content we create, as well as make it even better for the future. We love you all. Peace out.